All right, well, thanks so much for sitting down with me.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
You're going into week 2 at 1-0 with your new team after you come off a great win against the Titans at home.
Yep.
I have to know because I heard you talk about it during the preseason. What is it like what's the atmosphere like
Oh, man.
in the Superdome during a regular season game?
Preseason was amazing. That atmosphere, I was like, this is going to be great. Everyone's like, just wait. I've played there a couple of times before, and they were like, just wait till week 1. And we showed up, and I'm not kidding you. So when we ran out, when we hit that touchdown, when we hit the long pass, like that place just went nuts. When Mike Thomas caught that first ball, I thought the roof was going to blow off the place. It was unbelievable, and I was really happy that we were able to get everybody the win. So it was even better of a feeling.
What are your impressions of these fans?
Very diehard, loyal, very supportive too. When I got home after the game, and I wasn't at the stadium that long after the game. When I got home after the game, there were presents and balloons for my kids there was a present, on our front porch and all these kind of things. And I was like, I've never seen anything like this. And so it was really cool. My kids' favorite part of the day wasn't the win playing on the field. It was playing with the balloons when they got home. So it was awesome.
Heck yeah. I mean, that's amazing. I've never heard of that either, by the way.
Yeah.
We got some video hot off the press.
Okay.
You called your shot in that game.
Yep.
So I'm gonna let you play it and just walk me through it.
All right. Let's see. So right there, I'm talking to Pete. There's Jameis agreeing with me. Here we are. This was during the drive now. I told Rashid to run, and he said, no problem. That's what he does best. And great protection, enough time, great route. We hit it. Now I'm excited. Now, especially with the way our defense was playing, all those things, that we still had work to do, but that was a big moment for us because pretty much we're able to seal it there. We knew we could take the clock down, take the timeouts away. That was a big moment.
What made you so confident that you were able to know that this was going to work, that you called that shot?
Well, in that situation too, you're probably not going to get some too high defenses. Single high is probably what you're looking at there, which one-on-one's on the outside. They want to stop the run. They want to take the timeout. They want as much clock. And really on second down, when I came to the sideline, DA and Pete were talking about, hey, we want to throw it here on second down, which is an aggressive mindset, putting a lot of trust in us to get a completion, keep the clock running. And they trusted us to do that. And then when we came back and Pete was like, you still like it here? Because I told him before and I was like, I love it here. And he trusted us to go make that play. It was really cool.
So what did you learn about your new team after week 1?
Very resilient. We're able to win tough football games. That was a physical game in the trenches, in the perimeter run game, in the pocket. Defensively, they played a very physical game. Mm-hmm. And that's type Coach Vrabel always likes to play. He likes the physical games. You're in for one when you play his teams. And we knew that was going to be the case. But we learned everyone was talking about the skill players and this and all these things. And the cool thing we learned is we can win a physical game too, not just a shootout type of game. And so hopefully they're not all going to be like that. But hopefully down the road, however we need to win, we can figure out a way.
What's it like being reunited with your head coach, Dennis Allen, the same head coach that drafted you in 2014?
Yeah, I was able to get him a win this time in the first game rather than rookie Derek. But he had a big part of why I decided to come here. I knew what kind of man he was, kind of husband, kind of dad, what kind of coach. The message that he brings to the team. It's all about the team. It's all about the team. Big team, little me. Big team, little me. I knew what he was about, and so knowing those things, I believe in the same kind of values in the team and how he sees leadership and how he sees the game being played and what he asks from me as the quarterback, and it was just it ended up working out so perfect to where I could be his quarterback again.
You're a big family man, and you guys have been out west for the last 9 years. What was that move like to the Big Easy?
It's been different, I will say it's been different because I did live in Houston, for about 7-8 years, grew up there, and so I had a little bit of taste of the South, but But out here, really the main difference was when the games come on. When's college game day start? When does Monday Night Football start? I'm like, oh dang, 2 more hours. Wow. That was the biggest adjustment. But I think we're doing all right now. We're starting to figure it out.
There's, New Orleans is a special place. How would you describe the pulse of this city and the people that live in it?
Very dedicated to community, very dedicated to one another. Everything this city's been through when I was a kid. When I was living in Houston, I had so many kids from New Orleans, come into our school because their school was flooded, their home was flooded. They moved to Houston. Their whole family had to get uprooted. I learned so much about the culture of New Orleans and family, how important family was, and sticking together through hard times. A lot of my friends from high school, a lot of friends that I've played with in the NFL that were from New Orleans, telling their stories about swimming, putting their mom on a mattress and swimming her over from their house to somewhere else to get safe. And there's so many things that I've learned that I didn't have to grow up and deal with. And just gained so much respect for this city, this community, these lovely people out here in New Orleans and in Louisiana. That they'll stick through it together, and they're sticking through us, or sticking there with us, and they support their team. They love when the Saints win, and I'm learning that too. I was driving down the freeway going home, and they're hanging out the car, just going crazy all the way down. And the drivers weren't, but the passengers definitely were. So I'm learning a lot.
Does your wife and your kids, do they like it here?
They love it here. Yeah, my son had his first football game yesterday, flag football game. So we're creating memories. The kids love it here. They love football, and in the South, you're going to get a lot of football. And so the LSU, everything, they are all in on all college football, all college sports. They're so fired up to be here, and they just love the Saints organization. They have been welcomed in the building so many times. Playing around in the indoor. They've been playing on our practice field. They've been. After the game, they're playing a football game with all the other kids. They're just playing this massive football game down the sideline. And as we're walking off, my 2 older boys, is that Drew Brees? I was like, yeah. And they're like, can we say hi? So they get to say hi to Drew. Just everything to them has just been so surreal, And it's been a really cool thing, and my wife has been loving it as well. Everyone's been so sweet to her and taking care of her. Miss Benson's been amazing. So yeah, they're enjoying it.
Good. What has impressed you most about this Saints organization?
The commitment to family, I think, is what impresses me most, because the way that they believe in leadership and how to win, and the way that they teach it's very similar to what I believe in how you can do it. And for the last 10 years, they've been one of the top most winning programs around. And when you see that, when you get in the building and you see how much dedication there is to one another, how much love and care there is to one another, how much support when someone has a hard day, how much support there is for those guys. From Mrs. Benson to Mickey to DA to everybody, all the way down. Like, everyone's saying the same message. Everybody's on the same page. No matter who you talk to, you're hearing the same tone, the same culture. And when everybody's on the same page, that's unified. That's unity. And that's how, they're able to have a successful team, year in and year out. And hopefully we can do that again this year.
I want to take just a little bit of time to talk about the organization that you spent 9 years with. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I want to do that is not to talk about detailed experiences, but I think it does help explain the kind of person, player, and teammate you were and you are. Mm-hmm. You did so much there. You set and you hold franchise records there that who knows if they'll ever be broken. Mm-hmm. As many ups as there were, though, there were some serious downs, like downs that put your team in the media spotlight, from coaching departures to off-the-field troubles with teammates to your exit from the organization. Yeah. Now that you have turned the page and you're on to a new chapter in your life and your career, what do you feel when you look back on it? How does it make you feel?
When I first left, it hurt so much, because all you want to do as a quarterback is win a championship for your team, especially the team your dad grew up rooting for, a team that was so close to home. And I have so many lifelong friends there, that I played with, that work in the equipment room, the training room. There's times that I've had questions. I still call them, like, hey, what did I do with this? What did I wear? I'm asking questions, and I have lifelong friends there. But at first it hurt because I didn't win a championship. I wasn't able to bring them a championship, and that's all I wanted to do. But when I look back on it, I'm very proud of what I was able to do. I'll be able to look at my kids in the face and tell them that they can get through anything, and it's okay to always, choose the right thing to say. It's okay to choose the right, even if it's at the benefit of others and the cost of yourself. It's okay to do the right thing. And I can say, very proudly that I did try to do the right thing every single time. It wasn't perfect, but I'm proud of, the Pro Bowls and the records and all that, because all that stuff was fun for the fans and all that stuff was cool for the family, and it helped other guys be successful and make careers. And I'm proud of those things. I do regret not winning a championship, though, because that's really the only reason I do it, But I didn't do that, so when I do look back, I'm not going to be sad about it. I'm going to look at the positive things and the friendships, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt I gave everything I had. Played with, broken back, broken this, torn that, torn this, growing torn, didn't miss. Those things I'm proud of, because those are lessons I get to teach my boys and hopefully future quarterbacks and football players. So I'm proud of those things, but I am sad that I didn't win a championship there, but it ultimately led me to here, which I haven't been, this happy playing football in a long time.
Yeah, you are very relaxed, and it's good to hear that. It's good to hear that you are really happy with this new chapter. What does this new chapter mean to you?
Oh, it's been fun. I'm having a blast. Just, I get to prove myself again. I get to prove to my teammates that they can count on me at the end of a game. I get to prove, whereas with the Raiders we did it so many times at the end of a game, we're gonna win. And that was a cool feeling. Well, now I get to prove and show these guys. After bouncing back after we had an okay first half, but. DeMario gets to look at me, hey, we're going to win this thing, but we have a conversation, then I get to go prove to my teammate that I got your back, man. Watch, we're going to go win this game. And, those are cool things. That's exciting as the competitor in me, to prove this organization right. So I'm having fun just, showing them the work ethic, showing them, my brain and, how I play the game, and showing, my teammates my toughness, and showing, I'm trying my best, to have fun doing that. And again, I tell them all the time, I'm not going to be perfect, but I promise you, I will give this city and this team perfect effort, and I'm having fun doing that.
Last one on the Raiders, anyway. But when you do look back, what was the biggest hurdle that you had to overcome, and how did it make you a better player, person, teammate as we sit here today?
Yeah, well, you learn, I would say for anybody in any organization, is sometimes you're going to have seasons where things just aren't going to be easy. You may not have this or that. You may not have this. And for so long, I just assumed for the teams I grew up watching, well, they had that. Why don't I have, this, or they don't have this, or what? And early in my career, I just learned, nobody cares. Just learn how to execute. Learn how to be your best. Learn how to do the absolute best that you can, even if it's not a perfect situation at that moment. And when we did have good situations, we had some really good memories and some good teams. And when I look back at those things, I learned so much. I became a better player, because the Raider fans got to see me at my best and at my worst. I was growing. I was learning how to be a professional. I was learning how to answer things the right way, but still speak from the heart. I was learning. I really became, a man through that organization. And now I sit here today with so much experience, so much. So many things I've learned, so many lessons learned, so many good memories too. They just have catapulted me forward. After the game, I text Josh McDaniels. Hey, congrats on beating the Broncos, man. That's awesome. Just like we did last year. He sent me a nice text back. And when I left, I had a great conversation with Mark Davis. He knows at some point I'm going to be coming back. He's like, you're always welcome. This is always going to be home. And once a Raider, always a Raider. They always say that. And I'll be thankful for that when I'm not a Saint, for sure. But for that chapter to be over, at least it didn't end. I don't think it ended how I wanted. It didn't end, well or anything like that. But I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to be what the kind of guy I want to be. My kids, I want my kids to be if they go through a hard time. And that's been fun to kind of, learn that and become that man through this process.
Do you think that is this really where you learned that football is a business too? And
oh, yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Oh, yeah. My brother always told me if Peyton Manning got cut, your probability is high to get cut.
You're not safe.
You're
no
not
one's
safe.
safe.
You're not safe. He's like, so if you're going to play quarterback in this league, just be ready. If they cut Peyton, you can possibly be cut too. If Tom Brady can switch a team, you can switch a team. And Aaron Rodgers, you can probably switch a team if those guys do too. And it was just a reminder that it is a business. And the hard part about when you're a very emotional, personal kind of person is you wear it really heavily on your sleeve. And it did take me a little while, but then as soon as the Saints came calling and the recruiting started, it kind of took the sting away a little bit.
But I love that about you. I love your passion, your passion for the game, your passion for your teammates, for your family. That's maybe my favorite thing about you.
No.
And so good for you,
Thank
you
you.
know?
Yeah.
What do you think your greatest asset is as a leader in this locker room?
Oh, man. I think my greatest asset would just probably be my encouragement to my teammates. And that comes in such a variety of ways, you know. And, you know, I've always tried to be the guy to help take that guy wherever he's at in his career and help elevate him. You know, I've always wanted to be that guy. You know, I always thought the best leaders took the people around them and helped them be better. And I've learned a lot of lessons at my previous team, and I walked into this locker room, and these guys, there was not just one voice where like, that's the guy, no one else talks. Like, they were like, no, we do this thing together. And you come in, add your value wherever you see fit, and be you. And that's what I've done. You know, I just come in and be me, encourage guys when I think they need some. You know, there's times to correct also, and I'm going to do it the way that I do it, you know. And the same process is going to be, it's going to end up being done right. But I don't have to MF you and cuss you out to make it happen. Now, I do lose my cool here and there, especially once we're practicing, you know, and in games. But
that's that passion. That's okay, though.
That's and it is okay. And but you don't have to fake it either. And I think I've always just been a real person. When that comes out, it's real. When the encouragement comes out, it's real. When I talk in front of a camera, or when I talk to my wife behind closed doors, I always try and be a real person to where, you know, what you see is what you get. And I want it to be so much that way where when people ask, is he really, like, I want them to not even be able to believe it, you know. And that's just my faith in who I believe that I've been called to be.
Yeah. You have an incredible teammate now that has been sadly riddled with quite a few injuries. What kind of conversations have you and Michael Thomas had? And I'm not talking X's and O's. I'm talking about how do you mentally keep him up as he's just been on this roller coaster and is coming back?
Well, one thing about Mike Thomas is, you know, he doesn't need anybody to do anything for him. He is a go-getter. He is a very aggressive, violent competitor. And, you know, no matter what he's been through, you know, he walks in the building with his chest held high, smile on his face, and he goes to work. And it's been very impressive because as a player and as a competitor, you know what he's been through. You know what injuries can do, and you know how draining it can be, and how, you know, you got to answer this question now, and you got to answer that question, and all those things. And I understand that. And to still see him with that smile on his face, that still competitor's edge, he's uplifted me. You know, like who am I to feel, you know, sorry for myself? Who am I to feel bad today? Everything he's been through the last couple of years, you know, and I'm just so proud of him. I just pray for him, man. I just hope he stays healthy, not for just the team's benefit, but, you know, for the joy and the satisfaction of him knowing that he fought through something, you know, and even if he, you know, needed to get a new shoelace, I know he'd still be positive about that and keep working. So we've had great conversations. We text back and forth, you know, throughout all the time about different things, not even about football. Maybe it's about, you know, hey, you know, we can take care of our body this way. We can do this. We can do that. And he's always challenging, you know, us as an offense, myself, and pushing us all to be, you know, everything that we can be. And he's a great leader.
I mean, I love the guy. I share your same sentiments. I hope that he stays healthy. Mm-hmm. In addition to Michael Thomas, you have got some serious playmakers. Can you just break down your receiving core for me?
Fast.
There you go.
Fast. They are very fast. But the thing I love most about them is the type of people that they are. Their mentality to do everything perfect. You know, sometimes you get a lot of very talented receivers, and you know, throughout football, high school, college, pro, that they have the talent. They just go out there and they beat you at their talent. You know, but these guys not only have the talent and the speed. They have this mentality that if it's not perfect, they want to do it again. They're like, no, throw that to me again. No, let's go get another one. You know, I got to run that again. And you don't even have to ask them. And it's really, really been impressive to watch their work ethic all the way down the roster. They just work, and I think a lot of that has to do with Mike Thomas. You know, Mike, you know, he talks to him, he takes him under his wing, but he also just shows them. If he doesn't like something or he didn't like a route or I threw it, where he didn't expect, he's like, hey, let's get that again. I want it like this. Or, hey, do you want it like this? And we just get on the same page. And the work ethic, I think, is the most impressive thing I've seen with this group of receivers, to just whatever coach says, they do it 100 miles an hour, and it's really impressive.
I like that fast.
They
It's
are
true.
fast. They are very fast. They're keeping me young.
That's good.
Yeah.
Stop. You are young. Stop it. Let's talk about Monday night. You've got a big divisional matchup on Monday Night Football. How do you come away with the W?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough matchup, division game. All those rivalries and all those things in the division, and all those things are new to me. This week I'm like, yeah, we're playing the Panthers. Everyone's like, it's the I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to get in that. It's a new rivalry mindset, and for me, I'm more thinking Chiefs and Broncos and
yeah.
Chargers. But it's been great watching the film and just seeing them fly around. They're very well coached. You talk about a group of amazing men on their coaching staff, from offense to defense, quarterbacks. I mean, you just go down the list, and DBs. I know so many of their coaches. I've gotten over the years and have talked to them at length at different times, and you just know, they have a great owner who's very passionate about winning. Met him and his wife, and they're great people. They just want to win. You can feel that energy in their building. An amazing head coach, an amazing football talented roster. The GM is, put a great roster together. You see the talent all over the field. And we got to bring our best game if we want to get a win. And it's going to take a lot because they're a very talented team.
This is big picture, okay? Stop saying you're old, but this is big picture.
Yeah.
Because you are such a great man of character, I'm going to ask you this. When the day comes, years down the road, when the day comes and you decide that it's time to hang up your cleats and retire from football, what do you want your legacy on the football field to be?
Well, hopefully I end with some championships. I just want to be a winner. I want people to know that, everyone will know what I went through. Everyone will know what, when someone retires, then they feel for your story, and they'll see all the crazy things and all the fun times, all the hard times, all the injuries, and hopefully they just say that guy was a competitor. He was tough. He gave it everything he had, but at the end he won. And that's why I came here. If I didn't think we had a chance to win, I would have stayed with my kids and would have coached his football team. But I still have a fire in me to go win. So hopefully at the end they'll be like, he was a winner.
I love you. You're
Thank
so
you.
great. You're
Thank
so
you so
wonderful. I'm
much.
so happy for you, Mama.
Thank you so much.
I really am.
Great to see
It's
you.
wonderful to see you in this new chapter
Thank you.
in your life.
Thank you.